Hey guys, what's going on? West Shirt Po Boy. And today, I'm going to talk about shit talk etiquette. This is going to implicate you. It's going to implicate everyone around you at some level. It's going to offend motherfuckers. Friends, blood kin, whatever. Blood relatives. It's going to offend somebody. If you apply these consistently, it's gonna. If some people, if fuckers IRL and online that know me, and they immediately feel implicated about this, they're gonna assume I'm talking about them, and then I'm gonna have trouble. But I'm still doing this because it's the right thing to. It's the ethically right thing to do. I think, in this case, because people need to know. I have not seen a concrete shit talk formula on the webs or of any kind. This will have so many uses for you. It'll get you some trouble because you're always going to get quote unquote in trouble with somebody. It's going to create you shit, but you'll have the higher ground when it does come your way, because it will happen. But it'll also help you minimize these kind of conflicts that will show up at first before it tapers off, until Murray's Law gets invoked at some point against you by the environment or someone or something on the once in a blue moon occasion. So what is this excellent shit talk rules of thumb? What are these rules of thumb for shit talk etiquette, you might ask? Well, I'm going to go through them. So the first three you gotta absolutely do first and foremost before any of the others. 3 is gonna be in 2 parts. 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 are just as important, but they come after the first ones. After first 3. After the first 3, okay? And I'm going to explain why. So let's go into it. 1, learn to introspect. Learn to self-reflect, okay? Learn to look at yourself and be self-critical. And be as objective as possible. So that way you can observe yourself absolutely and as close to be as absolutely and as objectively as possible. Know what you will not and don't do that the person you have issue with did do that caused the issue. And this is this is what you have to do in order to minimize the risk of invoking the observer's paradox on yourself. Here comes number 2. Try reasoning with them, okay, about said issue or what they did or didn't do or something. Show dignity and a small modicum of respectfulness as best as possible. Now, unfortunately, the majority of the time you're going to have to go you're going to have to step past this one, but you got to be willing to do it. But 9 times out of 10, from my observations, you're going to have to jump past this one and go to either 3 part 1 or 3 part 2. 3.1 or 3.2. 3.1 being be willing to be fully confrontational about said issues, or if not, then 3.2 comes up. Just accept that the others you have issues with will not take criticism, will not be reasoned with, and you objectively know this about them, and you yourself won't do this or didn't do this, or if you did, you're bettering yourself so you can actually not be a hypocrite. Sorry, sinuses. Then I got misty-eyed trying to record this other recording attempts as well, so it's a combo thing, so I'm not really doing right now. But let's just say some memories came up. I got 2 clips I won't say and I won't post in public. They're for archival reasons. They might go public if I'm dead, or something like that, or maybe spicy takes. like you have to be subscribed or pay. Say if I did some kind of fucking Patreon thing, somewhere, sometime, once in a blue moon, and I did that, you could see those exclusive blooper takes there or some shit with a "do not pirate this at all" or "do not spread this out" kind of thing, maybe. But there was someone more spicy, and I spilled my guts about too much. So let's not do that here. So. Number 4, can you say the fullest extent of what you feel about the thing and the issue or the situation, or about them for whatever they did or didn't do, without making yourself bitter, without making yourself darker as an individual? Basically, can you say this without letting it eat you alive and making you another part of the world's problems, like every single misanthrope under the sun? Because misanthropes have this feature. They are just as guilty of the things they project onto humanity, the rest of the species. It's a giant Freudian. Misanthropes tend to be Freudian projectors, as a rule of thumb. They almost always are, and I've never seen any evidence to disprove it. It's a very, it's 9 times out of 10 easy. Five, can you live with this, live with yourself saying these things regardless of what most society says? Because that's an appeal to majority or appeal to democracy, appeal to argumentum ad populum fallacy by its very nature. If you're appealing to it against yourself in a tired take when you do this about yourself, if you do give a fuck about what most society says. 6, be honest with everyone as a whole when you do, and be willing to face whatever comes your way, good or bad. 7, if you do not want someone to comment on the thing you're discussing or shit talking about, do not dance around about it. Just plainly tell them you do not want them to say it, and you feel entitled. You feel entitled. It's nothing else. You're just feeling entitled about them talking about it. And tell them that because it's what it is, fucker. Yeah, I got a little heated there. I'm not going to tell you why. You could guess for yourself, but keep the guess to yourself. Don't say it on a VC. And don't type it in the description, please. Don't. I don't want the assumptions to be spread. If you want to continue watching this video, please respect that request. And please don't do it. But that's what that is. 8. Hey, Lester. 8. Do not tell them what's their business or not, because the very fucking moment you talk about it around them, you put your business out into their personal space. If you disagree with it, fuck you up the ass with a porcupine. You're unreasonable, and that's all there is to it. That's not an opinion. My opinion is fuck you with the porcupine, but the reason for my opinion is you are being unreasonable. You're plain damn wrong, and I'm looking at you. I'm looking down at you. If you're one of those that do this, and if you disagree, I'm looking down at you, and I have every reason to because telling someone what's their business or not, especially if it's if you share their roof with them and you air your business around them, where they could hear it, whether deliberate or not, you just put your business out in the fucking air. And if you disagree, again, you're fucking wrong. And if you refuse to concede to this, I say fuck you in the ass with a porcupine. So there's my first actual opinion, and I objectified as best as I could the opinion because of the deliberate avoidance of being reasonable here is fucked off. It's one of those I'm justifying my opinion because you're fucking wrong takes. 9, if you ask them to go ride with you, somebody else, if you go ask a person to go on a ride with you and someone else, don't you fucking dare talk about these kinds of subjects around them, because you're an absolute piece of shit if you do. You're sorry for it. You're a cunt. You're an asswipe, and you suck at basic communication. I won't say you suck at life, but you suck at this part of life. in general. That's basically me saying, it's not me telling you you just suck at life. I'm saying you suck at this part of life. And you do. I could stand on a high ground. I could stand on a put myself on a pedestal because I haven't done that. I've not done that. And if I did when growing up, I'd get bitched at by fucking everyone with classic mob tactics. And I know that's true because I fucking have a pretty good memories. It's not photographic like when I was, because that started going out the window when I hit 14. But I still have a pretty damn good memory regardless. So at the same time I started butting heads and noticed something was a little fucky, and my desire to learn started to decay a little. Certain incentives for me to record everything started going out the window around that same age. What a shock. 10. If you live under their roof, don't talk around them or to them about it if you don't want them to talk, comment. And if you don't want someone to do this, do not comment on their affairs. Because if you're going to comment on their issues with your inputs, and they have the kindness, the absolute Chad grace to even let you talk and open your fucking pie hole, in spite that they know that it was if it was the same situation happening to you, you wouldn't want them to say something to you about it. You're a massive fucking hypocrite, and honestly, I wouldn't talk to you about sharing shit when push comes to shove, because if you hold on please, and if a whole fucking quote unquote family is like this and it were me, I don't know, I'd have a hard time deciding whether I'd die alone or put up with it, because that's how I honestly feel about that kind of hypocrisy. Because it is, now this is my opinion about it. Here's my second opinion in this entire fucking video, right? I don't know if I'd rather put up with it in order to not die alone or to die alone. I don't know which of the two to pick, because I got no use for you. If you're this big a hypocrite, it's such a fundamental aspect of life. I don't know if I'm better off with you and putting up with it, or alone and dead. Because this fucking basic communication level, being this hypocritical of a fucktard, is a gateway into complete dysfunctionality. Is one of the big gateways into dysfunctionality and fallouts and everything. This kind of hypocrisy needs to not happen. If you don't follow 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, I just explained, if you do not follow these specific rules of talking shit or going about problems, you suck. You just fucking suck, okay? You're just that big a hypocrite. That's part of the world's problems. It's literally a part of the world's problems. This kind of hypocrisy. You're contributing to the world's problems in a fucking communication level. That's how important these are. This is a you're wrong if you disagree kind of take, because it's just fucking observable day by day. I can't, it's that simple. 12. Do not offer them to come to you about the problems, because that is a conflicting signal you are sending out. That creates psychological double binding. And you're an asshole for double binding someone. You just suck at this point, and you're a massive hypocrite. It deserves you to lose respect from them. You deserve to lose respect from someone you do this to. Pure and simple. You can disagree, but you're a bigger hypocrite, and you're just exposing yourself. So if you are guilty of these things, and you feel uncomfortable, because the fact that if you feel uncomfortable for me pointing this out, that means you probably are guilty of it. So fucking quit it. God damn it, quit it. What's even sadder is how many normies are like this in just the fucking planet. It is depressing. The fucking honk pill, the clown world pill, keeps me barely sane as it is, because it's helped me accept this fucked up rudimentary fucked up fucking elemental problem. Yeah, this actually pisses me off that damn fiercely. This rudimentary problem. It's just fucking... It's just a massive fucking problem. Anyway, this is Based Shit Talk Based Shit Talk Etiquette episode 1. Episode 2 is coming up. That's a load off my chest and I feel better. Finally.